Your life isn't falling apart. I know it might feel like that at the moment, but you are just being realigned with where you're supposed to be. That which no longer serves you is coming up for review, and it's time for you to elevate and rise into the next energetic cycle of your life. So, this year is a big year. It's a year of conclusions. It's a year of wrapping up energetic cycles, because this year is a 9 year in numerology. That's 2025. So that's the 2 plus the 0 plus the 2 plus the 5 brings you a 9. And we are going into, in January, a new year, a new energetic cycle, a new 9 year window. So, what a lot of us are finding is that we are being shown an awful lot of stuff that needs to be reviewed. It's almost like the universe is giving us this opportunity to have a look through our life, have a look at where we are, where we're going, where we've been, and really figure out what serves us, what no longer serves us, what we want to bring forward with us, and what and who needs to be let go of. So a lot of people that I'm speaking to at the moment are really going through it. There's a lot of emotional turmoil. There's a lot of, it's almost like tectonic plates have been shifted and jolted. And for many people, between sort of like August is where things started really coming up for review. September has just been like a wrecking ball, really inviting us to self examine and examine everything around us so that we can really get a handle on what we need to heal, what needs to be cleared, and what we do want to move forward with, and what needs to be left in the past. So it's real opportunity. But I know there's a lot of people that are struggling, a lot of people who are seeing a lot of their unresolved stuff coming up to be looked at, to be examined, to be assessed. Because for many of us who have got unresolved trauma, unresolved challenges and problems and things that are sort of living in the shadows of the past, they can gain so much control that they actually negatively impact how we move through this life. Some of these things from our past work like shackles around our ankles that stop us from elevating to the heights that we came here to elevate to. And part of the challenge of this game of life is to become aware of those shackles, to become aware of those energetic ties that are keeping us tethered to past versions of ourselves. Because times are changing, the energy's evolving, a lot of stuff on this stagnant planet that is not serving these higher frequency energies that are coming through are really revealing themselves now. And it's like something dying a very painful death. It's loud, it's messy, it's ugly, it's frightening. But we need to look at it. It's like the boogie monster. We need to look at it in the eye and see it for what it is. And the moment that we stand and we look and we say, this is not for our future, and we begin to make those adjustments to start shifting our behaviors, making those adjustments to become who we need to be, to reflect the world that we want to live in, and say no to these stagnant and outdated ways of being, that's when it starts to lose its power. It's like the way things are in the world at the moment is this big negative entity, or this big energy has been so well fed throughout decades and generations of fear, lies, propaganda, control through the media, and through our sources of information. It's like we've been fed these narratives that keep us as a human species in fear, worrying about the next thing, suspicious of our neighbour. And I think many people now are waking up to the fact that this has been all part of a bigger game of control. And we're starting to wake up, we're starting to question. It's almost as though a veil has been lifted. And I think that this September period really offers us all an opportunity to notice the ways that the veil has been lifted for us. What is it about the past that no longer resonates with you? What is it about the past that you're like, I can't believe I put up with that for so long? Your higher self wants to speak to you. You're being invited to elevate out of the density of this 3D world and the old ways of being, and to evolve into something more high frequency, more high vibrational, where we can create a better life, not just for ourselves, but for our communities and for our family. So we're not living in pain. So we're not projecting from pain. I mean, all you've got to do is turn on the news and it's a grim story everywhere you look. People are increasingly fractured and isolated, and it's like the polarities are so extreme, and everybody's shouting and no one's listening. So we need to come to this position where we've worked with our pain, where we're willing to confront and look at the things that we fear and realize what it really is, and just look at those insecurities within and stop letting this fear to take control of us and our future and our destiny. We need to take back our power, and there's no better time than now. So I'm wondering, really, what has been coming up for you over the last few months? In fact, over 2025, what things have been coming up for review? I would be inclined, if I was you, to pull up your journal, get a notepad, get a pen, and just start making some notes. Start having a little journal around this year, 2025, thinking about it of a year of conclusions. What has been coming up for you? What has been shown in review for you to think about? Can you think about anywhere this year so far where you've been forced to confront your fears? And I'm wondering, if you have confronted your fears, what have you discovered on the other side of it? Because for me, I know, like with many of the fears that I've faced in my life experience, one thing that I have come to realize is that we're going to be okay. Whatever happens, as long as you do the work, you keep yourself grounded, you don't suppress your negative energy, you channel it, you process it, you sit with it, you look at it, you don't turn away from it. Journal through what you need to journal through. Get the appropriate support if you need counselling or therapy. Be mindful of your energetics. Look at energy work and support there as well, because we need to be approaching this in a holistic sense. It needs to be a multi-pronged approach to our healing, so that when the shit really does hit the fan, that we can stay rooted in our sense of self, in our faith, that we always come through it okay. As long as we keep showing up, we can't go far wrong. So one thing that I really want you to have a little think about is, I've got 3 journal prompts, and these journal prompts are just an invitation for you to reflect and see what comes through, see what comes up. When you sit down with your journal, don't see it as a tick box exercise. See it as an opportunity to explore your spirit, explore your subconscious, connect with higher frequencies, to allow yourself to receive, to heal, to see what you need to see. And if you sit down with your journal with that intention, it can be a very healing and expansive process. So 3 of the questions that I've got written down here, when I closed my eyes and just had a little think about what I felt like were good prompts for the collective, is, what are your fears? For you to spend some time really thinking about that. Because a lot of the time these fears exist, but we're not always conscious of them. But it shows up in the ways that we restrict ourselves, or we hold ourselves back, or we turn away from things. Where are you turning away? What are you scared to look at? What are you not doing? And more importantly, why are you not doing it? What is the, if you found yourself stuck in procrastination or not moving forward on things, just examine, is there a deeper reason for that? And there isn't always a deeper reason, because sometimes we've just got to be in these periods of integration where we have to sit with where we are and work with the energy that we're in. But sometimes there's bigger reasons for it that then become excuses that we turn away from. So it's just having a look at that, having a look at where you're not fully living in your best light because you're finding that you're being held back. Like, for example, I was doing the podcast every week in, week out. Then I took out some time, took some time away. I got a publishing deal, so I've been writing a book, and I've been wanting to come back and record videos and reconnect. And I've just been finding all the excuses why not to do that. I don't know about the equipment, or I don't know how to record it, this, whatever. Nothing but excuses. And I can feel like my throat chakra constricting. But I know that there's so many things for me to share, and Spirit has been calling on me increasingly to bring forward these messages. So who am I to stand in the way? If I've got something that I can share, whether it's from my own life experience or from the wisdom of Spirit that can help you on your path and on your journey, who am I to get in the way? So today the call was so strong to make this video. I was like, look, the circumstances are not perfect. The aesthetic is not perfect, but what is more important is making that human connection. It's coming out of our comfort zones and just trying to reconnect as humans, so that we realize that we're not alone, and that when we are together and we are working on our healing, and we know that we're in community, and we know that we're not doing this alone, we can become so much more powerful, and we need to be in our power. So have a little think about where you might be holding yourself back. So that's what I've done. I've just pulled out the camera. I'm like, you know what, it's not going to be perfect, but it's going to be done. And then the next time I do it, it's going to be easier. Same with you, whatever it is that's holding us back, it's time to start taking that action. So with this September energy, just have a think about the ways that you really want to emerge into your new energetic 9-year period that's going to start in January, and use this September as a powerful portal for self-review. So another question I've got is, what are you most afraid of? I think I might have even already asked that. But what are you most afraid of? What is your greatest fear? And if that greatest fear did manifest, then what? Do you doubt that you'll pull through? Do you doubt in your ability to survive and thrive beyond what can feel like our worst possible fears? I think you'll be surprised at just how well you'll do. And all you've got to do is look back at your own life so far, at everything that you've survived, everything that you've overcome, and the ways that you're still thriving. And let that be the testimony that you will be okay. And when you add to that, doing this conscious work, this showing up for yourself, this self-review, this self-examining, and making the adjustments and the tweaks, you'll be fine. Okay? Nothing is ever easy. Well, it is sometimes, do you know what I mean? But often the work is not easy, but it's just being showing up and making that commitment to yourself. And who am I beyond my greatest fears? This is a powerful thing to do, because we think of our limited self, but what is it? What would it be like to think of our most expansive self? Even if you just close your eyes for a minute and connect to your energy within, and just be aware of the energy that is buzzing around in your body, and then be willing to let that energy expand beyond your physical shape, beyond your physical form, and visualizing and imagining what it would be like if that energy was to spread out and to fill the room around you. And imagining if you had like a sunflower on the top of your head, and that sunflower is slowly opening with all the petals, and the petals are stretching out towards the light that is coming down from the sky. It's like the sun, but it's like the light of the great spirit of all there is, and all the codes and all the wisdom that come with that light, and allowing that to pour in through your crown. And at the same time, your feet are anchored to the floor, and you're aware of roots that are growing through your feet down into Mother Earth, connecting you to the ever nurturing, ever giving Mother Earth. And just the sense of stability that you get from feeling anchored into the earth. So now you are just aware of the expansive nature of your energy, how it can expand up into the skies and down into the earth. and imagining what it would be like to be your most expansive self. So if you were going to allow yourself to indulge in visualizing for a moment, if you had no fear, how would you show up tomorrow? If you had no fear, no limitations, how would you show up? And just start to create a picture in your mind of your most empowered day, where you walk through it and there's nothing holding you back. And just let yourself wonder, let yourself, marinate in that energy of possibility and see how you feel. And it's something to come back to, something to build on, something to grow. And just allow that version of you to be created in the energetic field so you can connect to it through your physical body. And just be mindful of everything that's going on around you. And this is a collective issue. This is a collective thing. So many of us are going to be going through all of these big shifts. So as you move through your day to day and your interactions with people, just have a little grace, have a little awareness, be mindful that people are moving through some big stuff and not everybody is equipped. Some people will falter, some people will struggle, some people will default to unsupportive and unhelpful patterns, and they might not be ready to take the elevator to their highest self. But you know better. You have the wisdom, you have the power to rise, you've got the tools. Do the journaling, carve out the space you need, allow yourself to feel, allow yourself to heal, and just keep going, my friend. Keep going. It's like we're swimming through the treacle, but as we move through, there's like a more cleansing, higher vibrational, lighter frequency of liquid that wants to wash over us. And just now, we're just going through the tail end of the treacle. So keep with it, friend. And I'll check in again soon. And we'll see what else there is to say. So, sending love. If this has found you, this message was intended for you. So drop me a little note in the comments and just let me know where you might be struggling or what you're struggling with, what's been coming up for you in 2025 that doesn't want to continue in 2026. So sending love, my friend, big love, and peace be with you.